How you doing, folks? So today I'm going to record the second part of the 3 videos. I have mentioned that my near-death experience was made of in the previous video. If you are on the computer, you can click in somewhere in this screen here, and you're going to be able to watch that if you haven't did yet. And if you are on the mobile, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to, but you're going to be able to access this in my videos, in my channel, Experiencia con Deus. So, this is what we call in the charismatic movement a prayer retreat. So I had made one of these retreats when I was 15, just before I was baptized, and this is the second retreat I have made. In the previous week, in the week prior to the retreat, I have made a vow with God, and I have made some prayers, I have made some fasting, and I have asked God sincerely with my whole heart that I wanted a new experience with Him. So I was there in this retreat in the weekend, and the whole Saturday I didn't feel anything. Actually, I was very, as we say, very dry. I didn't feel anything. Anyway, in the night, there is something we call the healing experience in the front of the Blessed Sacrament. Jesus in the Eucharist was exposed. So the way this works is the people who are leading and making the prayers in the retreat ask a group of people to approach the Blessed Sacrament and kneel before Him, and so people would come and pray for them, and people would sing, and people would, feel the presence of God. Some would cry, others would go on that sleep in the spirit. So a lot of things would happen, and I was there. That was my time, and I didn't feel anything. Actually, the group of people who were there with me were invited to get back to their seats, and another group of people came. So I stayed there, and I told Jesus I would not leave His feet until I felt His presence, until I had some experience, until something happened that would change my life. So after maybe 5 or 10 minutes, I was kneeling there, and some people came, other people left, some left, other group of people came, and they left again, and another group of people came. And in this while, someone from a prayer group called Deus Conosco approached me, and this person hugged me. I was kneeling, and he was kneeling in front of me, and Jesus was there exposed in the altar, and he placed my head into his heart. In his shirt, there was a picture of Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. So at the moment he placed my head into his heart, I had a great experience. And this experience is that my feet started to burn. Like there was coal, there was fire in my feet, and this started to progress from my feet to my legs, to my knees, and to my hands, and I felt fire in my hands. Obviously, this was not physical fire, but spiritually, I felt this fire inside of me, and this started to consume me, pretty much like Moses. So this was burning inside of me, and I felt again the same thing, my arms, my legs, and this started to come up in my back, my belly, my chest, and in a couple of minutes I felt my body completely taken by the grace of God, by the power of God, by this love of Christ in the sacrament. So at the moment he let me go, he pushed me away from his heart, and I fell down in the floor, and I was completely possessed by the grace, by the power, by the love of God. And I don't know if you had ever had this experience, but I felt like, again, my soul was fluctuate in my body. I was not in the floor. I didn't feel like the hard floor that I was laying in, but I felt like I was in a cloud. And this power, this grace took my entirety, my body, my soul, my spirit. And for around 10 to 20 minutes I was laying there, and when I didn't wake up because I didn't sleep. This was the sleep in the spirit, though I was conscious of what was happening around me. I was like heaven. This was paradise. This was everything I was taken in the hands of God. So this was so powerful. At the person who did this to me in the previous week to the retreat also felt in his heart the inspiration to go in the tabernacle, and he placed his head there. And Jesus was there, breathing. His heart was pulsating out of love for us. And he touched the heart of Jesus in the tabernacle, and he was this instrument God used to put his heart into my body. So when I touched the heart of Jesus, my body was completely taken. So after this moment, I was extasiated. I don't know how to explain, but I felt something I have never felt in my entire life. Not an experience, a human experience cannot be compared. Nothing in this world can be compared, because this was supernatural. This was out of this world. This was the manifestation of the glory of God in the life of someone that is not worthy, not worth of anything like myself. So at that time, I couldn't think straight. I couldn't believe of what happened to me. And I went to my room and I opened the Bible, and Jesus spoke to me clearly of what I lived, why I was away from his presence, everything that happened when I was in the university. And this was a couple of months after my near-death experience I told you about. And this was like very, very powerful, very, very I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but I could feel Jesus there. I could hear his voice. I felt his touch in my soul, in my spirit, in my body, and I couldn't resist, but I did fall. So this is the second part of my three experiences related. So if you had a similar experience, I invite you to leave a comment below so more people could see Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament, in the Eucharist. Is real, and he heals us, he touches us, and he's powerful, he's breathing, he's living, his love is pulsating, and he's wonderful. Blessed be Jesus in the Holy Sacrament of the altar, in the Catholic churches, in the whole world.